On today, I'm going to show you some very important ratios when it comes to sports card investing. For instance, how much should a Prism PSA 10 go for compared to an Optic PSA 10? How much should a PSA 10 go for compared to a PSA 9? These are very important things to know in terms of your sport card investing to help you find value and avoid overpaying. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention to you, as you probably know, I have the Sports Card Society where almost every day I make a special video, an exclusive video for the members of my Sports Card Society outlining a specific card that I found that has really good value and good potential to go up. And I only share that exclusively with my members in a special video, and I outline my research showing why too. For instance, this John Morant card here, his rookie courtside, his select courtside. So about a month ago, I found this card. Not even quite a month ago, probably about 3 weeks ago. I found this card, and it was going, and today it's going for almost $1,500. That's the most recent sale. So several weeks ago, it was going for, where is it here? So that's September. So it was going for, see here, October 30th, $695 in the PSA 10. And I'd seen how the Luka had gone up, and I started to realize the ratio because, again, you got to compare these things. Ja's Prism had gone up, but his courtside hadn't really risen the same. Whereas, say, for instance, Luka Doncic, his Prism had gone up a bunch, and his courtside had followed. Now, courtsides go for more than Prisms, but anyways, I realized that Ja's Prisms had gone up, but his courtsides hadn't gone up yet. But I knew they were gonna because I follow when you follow the leaders of the market like Luka and Trey, you see that when certain cards start going up, other cards follow, and other guys like Ja, they lag behind just a little bit. But Ja's Prism is all every player's Prism is always going to be the first to go up. And I saw that Ja's Prism, of course, went up, but his courtside hadn't moved. And I knew that there was a lot of room for it to go because I could see how much Luka and Trey's had gone up comparatively to their Prism. I hope that makes sense to you. But anyways, so I made a video and I sent it to my society members, and so we were getting the card for about 650, 700 bucks on October 30th, well around there, and now today it's going for about 1,500 bucks. So that's the value in being a member of the Sports Card Society, where you get notified quickly of picks like this, of research found like this, just sent right to you almost every day. And also, members of the Sports Card Society get access to our resources, and one of our resources is that we get 20-day PSA grading for just $25. Whereas if you go on the PSA website right now, the best you're going to find is 25-day grading from PSA, and that costs $50, 50. So you get 20-day PSA grading for just $25 by using our resources. And you also get 5-day grading for just $70. If you go on the PSA website, they have 15-day grading, and that costs $75. Anyways, a lot of good benefits to being in the society. The link is in the description, sportscardsociety.com. Give this video a like. Go ahead and subscribe because we're just dropping content on you all the time. All right, let's get into it. So some important ratios, like I was talking about, is you want to see what, first of all, you need to know some important ratios. And one important ratio, for instance, is the PSA 10 to the PSA 9. Now, a PSA 10, this goes mostly for most cards, but I'm going to say that it very strongly goes with Prism and Optic and Select, the big boys, the main ones, the cards that are the most transacted. A Prism, say for instance, a Prism PSA 10 is going to go for about 3.5 times a Prism PSA 9. Same thing with an Optic, same thing with a Select, Concourse and Premier level. Anyways, courtside should probably be about the same, but those are kind of ultra premium cards, but it should still be about 3.5 times. So for instance, the research that I do, and me and my team, is we'll look for outliers, like say a Luka Prism PSA 10 is going for $1,000, and we see that its PSA 9 is going for $200. Well, 1,000 divided by 200 is 5, which is way more than 3.5. So we realize that the PSA 9 hasn't caught up to the PSA 10 yet. So there's great. So the PSA 9 is really undervalued, and it's going to be going up to catch up to that level, because the reason that is because the market, they go in, excuse me, and they buy the Prism first. The market always goes in and buys the Prism first, as long as that's the rookie card. Excuse me, I had to get a drink. They always go in and buy the Prism first, as long as that's the rookie card. And Prism's only been around since 2012. But in that case, when you go in, you see that the Prism is going for 5 times, the 10 is going for 5 times more than the 9. The 9 is a great value because the market is going to notice that eventually, usually pretty quickly, and suck that 9 up to being, within that about 3.5 times less than the 10, which would be, I don't know, what would that be? What would that be out of? So if it's going for 200, it'd probably go up to about $325. So that's a pretty good gain there. There's $125 to be made on that card, and these are the types of things we look for all the time, and that's why it's important to know about these ratios. Now, it's also important to be able to know the guys that have the most transactions. Basically, Luka and Trey have the most transactions going on in the basketball market. So they kind of lead the way for the trends, especially so far this year. Trey seems to be the one that is leading the way the most. He has the most transactions and he's the most in-demand player. So when you watch what his cards are doing and you look at these different ratios between, say, his Prism and his Prism Silver and his Prism Red Ice and his Optic and his Select Concourse and his Select Courtside, all these different cards, you watch what his cards do, and you always compare them to his base Prism PSA 10. Whatever this card is doing, it's always going to lead the way. Basically, this card right here is the number one card in the entire basketball market you want to watch currently. Because whatever this card does, this is what other cards are going to do. Not everybody, it depends on the player, obviously, but I'm saying what his cards do in comparison to this. So just a few weeks ago, you could get this card for $450. It was sitting at about $450 for basically a couple months because the market had flatlined, and that's what happens in the off season. Granted, the finals were going on and stuff, but the Hawks weren't even in the bubble. So all those cards went up while I was in the bubble. That's a whole different story. But they were basically about $450 for about a couple months. And very recently, they started going up, all right, because people are like, the basketball season actually got announced. The draft happened, free agency's happening, and so his cards went up from $450 to $700. Now, I've been stocking up on these, and I've been recommending to my members to stock up on Trae Young Prisms and Optic and Selects during that 2-month lull. So we have a ton of these, at least I do, and I'm sure plenty of my members do too. Again, link in description, sportscardsociety.com. It's only $9.99 a month. Cancel any time, and if you don't like it, if you want, I'll just give you your money back. It's not a big deal. It's about having fun and community and interacting and making some good money together. Anyways, so this card's gone up a lot. So this card's going to go up, right? And then what you're also going to see is what does his green Prism PSA 10 do? Green should typically be about the same, but typically a little bit more. So instance right here, the green is actually a little undervalued because the green should be a little bit more. The green should be more about $750, $800. So this is something that I find. That green is a little undervalued. So if you can buy that green for the same or less than the base Prism, that's a good buy because eventually the market is going to snatch that card up and start paying an extra premium for it because it is a more rare card than this one because it's a variation of this card. The blue-green is going to typically go for about 3 to 4 times more than the base Prism, okay? And right here, it's sitting within that realm, 3 to 4. It just looks like it's just a little over 3 times more, so it's sitting within the realm, not a good buy. Sorry, someone's calling me there. Sorry about the phone call. And then you'll see other things like, so we'll go to Luka now. Let's look at his base. Okay, it's 17. Just a second. Someone keeps calling me. And what was I saying here? Okay, so his Prism is here. And you'll see what he does, and you'll see what Trey does, and you'll look at these comparisons. And then when you go look at other players, say like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Ja Morant, Zion, anybody, Jason Tatum, you go look at what their cards are compared to these. So you look at the ratios, right? So if Trae Young's, where does base prism go now? Come on, Trae, where's your base? There we go, 700. And then his silver is up here around 3,000. So that's telling me the silver is going for about 4.5 times more than the base PSA 10, right? And that's exactly what we did with the Ja. We realized, hey, Ja's card have gone up, but his court side was way within the great value of that. So, like I said, this is the silver is going for. Well, let's look at what Trae's court side is going for. Just make it an exact example. Trae's court side, where you at, buddy? Let's pull it up quick. Anyways, so the court side should be going for about the same as the silver. Not the same as the silver. I just mean it should be going for about 4 to 5 times more than his base PSA 10. So that is about the same as the silver, the Prism silver. Anyways, Ja's Prism had gone up to like $400, but his court side was sitting at like $650, which isn't even double his Prism. So I was like, whoa, red alert, go get this card. And so we bought some of those, and that's why the market corrected itself and it shot that Ja Morant card up to $1,500, because back here we saw that, where's it at? Here we go, October 30th. So at this point, Ja's Prism PSA 10 was going for about $400, and Trae's cards had shot up, and you'd seen what the court sides had done. And I was like, these are going to go up. So we bought them, and the market corrected itself to the proper ratio, and all of a sudden we got back up to $1,500, and that's the latest sale of it. This one here's a silver, and this one best offer accepted. So I don't know what exactly it is, but 1,500 might be a little more than $1,500 actually. But these are the types of things we look for, and these are the types of things you should look for too. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Be sure to pay attention to ratios. Be sure to watch what other players are doing. By the way, the tool that I use to look all this up is the Market Movers tool. The link is in the description. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first payment. They have a monthly and an annual. So if you get the Market Movers tool and pay for it monthly, you'll get 20% off your first month. If you buy the annual, you'll get 20% off the whole year. Okay. But this is an extremely powerful data tool that I use to be able to look up these ratios and look at what cards are going for without having to bust my brain trying to look them up on eBay and remember the numbers, where I can just get them all lined up here. And this is a tool I very commonly use to find value for myself in sports card investing, as well as what I share with my members. And of course, you want to join the Sports Card Society and benefit from all this research me and my team do. Links in the description, sportscardsociety.com, and you get access, and you also get access to our resources, which we hook you up with a big discount on and faster PSA grading. 20-day PSA grading for just $25. Again, if you go on the PSA website, you'll get 25-day grading for $50. So you get a big discount and it's faster. And by sending with our resource, you get faster turnaround times, because PSA prioritizes, because we all send in together in big bulk, and it really helps. PSA really prioritizes it. But anyways, links in the description, Sports Card Society. Give this video a like. Go ahead and subscribe, because I'm trying to make killer content all the time to really help you, because this is a numbers game, and it's really important you guys stay on top of it all the time, okay? Again, if you want to join the profit with us, sportscardsociety.com, link is in the description. Use these ratios. They will serve you so well. All right, stay classy. You're awesome.